Hey, Rachel. All right, y'all. Give us 1 second. We getting everything set up. This was brought to you by 100 Tacos Catering, an alkaline talk with Chef Leel. Let's see. All right, brother. Go ahead and request. Let's see what happens. Give us 1 second, y'all.
All right, I'm good to go. Can you see me?
We good. I don't know my page bias.
Man, I thought they was hating. I'm like, man, what's going on? They don't want this alkaline talk?
I don't know what's good, man.
What's good, brother? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling well. How you feeling?
Man, feeling good, feeling great, brother. I seen you made that watermelon juice the other day. It was
Yeah,
looking righteous.
I had to pimp the watermelon. I ain't even gonna lie. I need my money on time.
Man, I heard that. I heard that, brother.
For sure. Peace to everybody in the chat right now. I see Rachel, Tiana, Our Jungle, Divine Goddess, Adana, Ruti I. That's what up, Tone? That's my brother right there. Love
Mr.
Samson,
Samson
what's
in the
good?
building.
And this is an alkaline talk with Chef Leel, brought to you by 100 Tacos Catering. Shout out to 100 Tacos Catering. Go ahead and check out the page.
Yes,
Follow,
yes.
like, watch videos, show love.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, my good brother.
All right, so go ahead and give the people the framework of what you want to do today.
So basically what we're gonna go over today is we're gonna go ahead and talk about the whole alkaline lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like what inspired us to go alkaline, how we stay on a diet, some of the first alkaline meals that we made, the benefits that we've noticed since we transitioned, and some tips that we could recommend for you all. Because we've been in this game for a cool minute now. You know, if you check out Chef Leel's page, he's been in the game way longer than I have. You know what I'm saying? But we're making it do what it do, and if we can do it, anybody could do it. So, so with that being said, I want to go ahead and ask you, Lil. So what inspired you to go alkaline?
So let's jump back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump in the Back to the Future car. Um, so 2014, December 31st, that's when I decided to make a New Year's resolution that I feel like will actually be valuable. And that resolution was to stop eating takeout food. I grew up in a family where, yeah, we had ramen noodles, we had hamburger helper, y'all know how it goes. But traditionally, we ate home cooked meals. We were about family, you know what I'm saying? We was about being together. And so that kind of clicked for me in my college career. And I was like, you know what? I ain't eating this takeout. You know what I'm saying? I came up differently than this.
Hmm.
And so, that brought me into veganism. Essentially, it was curiosity. So I'm wondering how these foods are made so fast.
Right.
And I'm questioning the quality of these foods if they're able to be constructed in that fashion. Also, working in the fast food restaurant industry, my first job,
Oh
my
man.
first official on paper job was McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah.
everybody know when you young, I was 17, you looking to get a little bread, go check out McDonald's. They one of the biggest franchises and they got a lot of stores open. So that means they got a lot of open positions. And so working there, we all done ate McDoubles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mac chicken, mayo, you know what I'm saying? We done all dipped in, you feel me, a Mac nugget and some ranch and then the barbecue sauce.
You
I
feel
got
me?
the people out I got the people out there that take a fry and dip it into the ice cream. Like, McDonald's be going crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Big Mac had me crazy. Y'all understand? Like I'm like, yo, you telling me it's three pieces of bread? You feel me?
Man,
You
facts.
telling me two
Facts.
patties? So working there is I bet I can, you know what I'm saying? But once I got there, I'm like, damn, you slam down the patty maker, you get a frozen patty, turn into a fully cooked patty just in 40 seconds. So while I was doing that, I wasn't like, all right, I'm done. But it sat in my subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was relative to me having these questions and this curiosity about eating out. And so that further led me to transitioning to being vegan. And that
Mm-hmm.
happened from going to supermarkets and looking at my food. And it's very traditional, especially if you're a college student, to eat the quickest things possible. But even
Right.
when you're cooking, so one of the quickest things is ground beef. You know, you get you some ground beef. You might want to make some tacos. You know what I'm saying? You might want to make some burritos, some hamburger helper. You might want to form them into some little patties. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you know, especially if you plugged in, you and the football players, y'all throwing barbecues. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like you grabbing the cheapest stuff there, you ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, then it hit me. I'm like, yo, I don't know nothing about what I eat. Like I don't actually know. And when
Mm-hmm.
I looked at how ground beef looks, you know how it got the
It don't look right. It don't
it got
look
the
right.
noodles. So I'm like, how they do that? You know what I'm saying? Because that looked like how ramen noodles look. I'm
Yeah.
like, how do you do that? You feel me? How you get from the cow to that, and it's in a plastic wrap, it's red. So
Oh,
my,
stringy.
you feel me? So my intuition kicked in, like, how do they even do that? You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And that's
Yeah.
the worst thing that people or this system will want you doing is asking questions. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I started researching, and then bam, I was like, damn, the bomb hit me where I was like, I'm really gonna have to let this go one day. So it wasn't the same day, but that's when it really sprouted. Like, this is a reality. Like everything I know is gonna have to change.
Mm-hmm.
So I made that decision. It was like less than 30 days later. And I was chilling with this girl who was already vegetarian.
Yeah.
She cooked me something with like hella beans, tortillas, and I'm like, damn, I'm finna be hella constipated. I'm finna be farting. You feel me? She had greens. I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna get full for real, but I was open to it because I knew I was gonna have to let those old traditional commercial foods go.
Right.
When I ate it, I was like, shit, kind of good. You feel me? I'm like, I'm satisfied. You know what I'm saying? I told her like, I'm decent. Like, I'm not wanting for nothing.
Yeah.
So I felt that. I was like, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's all in my mind. So let's move a little bit further along. You know, when you get introduced into veganism, you're still dealing with a lot of junk foods. And so
Absolutely.
we have this mentality that if it ain't dairy and it ain't meat, it's safe. And
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't actually enter deep into that paradigm. I was the diet cheese type of dude, but I wasn't the Beyond Burger, Impossible Sausage, you know, soy meat type of dude. So
Mm-hmm.
because I actually glided over that paradigm. It helped me to see that, damn, people are still unhealthy out here because veganism still encompasses gluttony, you know,
Yeah.
and that's just overconsumption. You know, we're not really moving in moderation. So once that happened, I started thinking about, I'm in college. So I'm like, mad people, like we don't have necessarily the access to the health, like health accommodations.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, our families always got diabetes.
Right.
And I had caught like a little cold, and I'm like, like, I know mad people at the school who would go to the little school center for health for a cold. So I'm like, why would we be going there for a cold? You know what I'm saying? Like, there gotta be, like, nature can't be built like that. Really, my common sense just started kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
So I went online, I looked up natural remedies to mad stuff. I'm searching, I'm searching, I'm searching, I'm searching, I'm searching, I'm searching. I find mad white, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of commercialized information that white people have stolen. When I say white, I'm not discriminating, but those particular people happen to be white. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And so I was like, I was really close to purchasing one of their products. Next thing I know, I see man, kids, AIDS. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm like, who cured AIDS? You feel me? Like, it's gotta be fraud.
Yeah.
On it. Boom. Like, I'm talking about when I say my brain did like that, and it came out like that. I was like, damn. Bro, by the time I got through with all the stuff I read, my transition into the alkaline lifestyle was a water fast.
Water
That's I
fast.
came into alkalinity. I just stopped
Ooh.
eating because when Dr. Sebi was talking about how he went to the man because of all the issues he had with impotence and blood pressure and all that, and the dude said, "Just stop eating." You feel me? I'm like, damn, that kind of makes sense. You feel me?
Yeah.
The next day, I was like, I'm gonna just try it, and I have way different recommendations around fasting after doing that, but that's how my mentality was. So I was really introduced to alkalinity
Hmm.
by way of transitioning into a plant food lifestyle and then looking for natural remedies to the so-called pathologies, ailments, and illnesses that we commonly face with.
Hmm. Man, so did you when you did that fast, were there any herbs, anything of that nature
Yo,
you took?
so I'm glad you asked that. Um, because I did say I went into it. First, I bought the herbs and waited for them to ship, but literally, it told me like 5 to 7 business days. It came in 2 days.
Ooh,
So
we.
I had the Iron Plus. This is when Dr. Sebi was still alive. I
Hmm.
had the Iron Plus. I had the bromide powder. I had the bromide plus. I had the chelation. Like I was going in because I'm like, yo, it's time to heal. And I
Yeah.
believed him. I was invested in what he was saying, and he was a brother and how he was talking. And I'm like, yo, he talking for real. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it was. I did end up having the herbs. And then I watched that video with Left Eye when she was talking about drinking kale juice. Now I was very novice when I came in, so I wasn't even juicing the kale. I was so intermediate to it. I was blending the kale up with water and leaving the residue in there. Like I didn't strain it or nothing. So when I was drinking it, it was mad chunky. Like I'll be like, feel me? Like it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's funny, bro. So how long were you on this fast?
10 days, and you know, I'll wait for people to get more personal with Chef Leel before I tell why I was only 10 because I wanted to go longer, but it
Hmm.
got crazy. Not with the fast. What happened when I went on the water fast was I started attracting negativity, so-called negativity, because I was being so positive. You know what I'm saying? So it was easy for me to attract the polar opposite.
Hmm.
So the magnitude of what I was radiating, it started bringing energy around me that I just had to stop. Like
Man,
I had to, but I started with just I was eating like I ate raw zucchini to break that fast, but I wouldn't have stopped had this situation not happened. But yeah, that was my longest fast, my first fast.
how did you feel? How did you feel? I know, understand that you were dealing with negativity. So when you stopped fasting, were you still dealing with that negativity, or like, what are some of the benefits that you noticed, like
Oh,
physically?
so a lot of the benefits actually came during the fast. So I
Hmm.
was born with asthma. And while I was fasting, my breathing just completely changed.
Hmm.
And this also was me introducing myself into being out in the sun more. We kind of shun the sun
Right.
because that's what we've been programmed to do. And we have this self hate sometimes. So I was one of those brothers. I love wintertime because I liked getting light skin. You know what I'm saying? Now I appreciate this copper. I appreciate this golden brown. I feel like I look like a biscuit. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? 350 degrees, 20 minutes. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, so that was one of the things. Another thing was clarity. Like clairvoyance really came from me. When I was
Hmm.
on my water fast, when I was sick and have a goal, I really could hone in on it. And to be honest, this is how I really became a chef and how
Mm.
my skills started to refine themselves or even introduce themselves and be refined because I was looking at everything I wanted to eat once the fast was over. I'm like, bro, I'm fitting wild out. I'm
Facts.
talking about I was on stuff, yo. I was
Facts.
in college and I'm a brother, bro. We don't be on Pinterest.
Yeah,
What?
not at
Bro,
all.
I'm not on Pinterest, bro. I'm looking up anything. I'm like, yo, I'm recreating everything that look good. So I wasn't looking for particular things. If I seen something that look good, bam. All I'm doing is I'm switching it. I'm switching the ingredients and I'm making the exact same recipe. I don't care.
All up here, huh? It was all up
Bro,
here.
all because it was in the mind because I wasn't eating it. So I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
can't wait. I'm fiending. So that 10th day, once I felt what I felt, I'm like, I've been waiting for this anyway. You know what I mean? So that's how it was. So we talking about circulation of breath and the respiratory system. We talking about clairvoyance, and we also talking about skin. Like when I did my water fast, and this happens even when you transition just into whole plant foods, your skin just changes. You know what I'm saying? Like you start to emit the energy of the plants because plants take in sunlight. That's just what they do. So if I'm eating plants now, I feel like without even doing scientific research that I'm taking in more sunlight naturally. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing too.
Yeah. We'll get a little off topic because they used to say that, have you heard of breatharians?
Yeah,
Like how back in the day that people used to live off of straight air. There's people who live off of straight air and sunlight and exercise now. Um,
yeah,
but that's interesting. Like to piggyback on some of the things that you said, I've known for a while, like since I was a little kid, like what inspired me to go vegan was that, like, seeing all those little cartoons and stuff like that, seeing like the animals and stuff like that. I would associate those animal characters with the food that I'm eating. Like, I can't be eating this, you know what I'm saying? But my parents,
yeah,
I come from a Belizean background. I'm a Garifuna. So
yeah.
my dad and my uncles look at me like, boy, like you better eat. You better eat you some meat. You know what I'm saying? Like it was look it was looked down like as if by me being a vegan, that was gonna make me soft and I need to be buff and bulky. So like
Mm,
I would it kind of shied me away from it. But every time I would go and get seconds, I wouldn't eat meat. You know what I'm saying? But like in high school, that definitely changed because, like you said, like I said, like I needed to be buff, but I never really liked meat like that. Um, so then when I got to college, I was still eating the meat. But my cousin, he was playing for Colorado State football, and he had already went vegan, and he's all like, bro, uh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Da, 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 da. Like he was already enlightened and trying to tell me, like if I wanted to reach different spiritual heights and this clarity, that I needed to go vegan myself. And I'm all like, someone was calling me.
oh,
I
it's all good.
I told him like, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. Damn, I'm hearing you, but I'm not really hearing you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And but like during the time I was with my girl, and I had stopped playing football. I had stopped playing football, and I was doing acting. So I had given this cleanse out. It was called, I think, the Parasite Cleanse. It had black walnut and a few other things. But all it was for 1 week you had to just strictly eat greens. And it's funny that you said 2014 because this was 2014. And literally on the first day, I didn't eat anything. I had major cravings, bro. Like I'm telling you, like I'm on the ground on the floor. Like it's all mine, but I'm thinking like I had never gone without eating before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm over there tripping. Like I'm telling my girl, like please, like just bring me some grapes when you get over here. Like I can't do. Like I'm feeling useless. To sum it up, after that I felt amazing, and I took a picture. I want to say after 2 weeks. And then I seen the glow that I had, and then like the attraction towards that I was receiving, the energy I was receiving from other people, and I felt light. And I'm like, yo, this is dope. But for whatever reason, I had went back to eating meat. And my aunt who was battling lupus, she would always talk about us going vegan and stuff like that. We should, and I wanted to because I like to meditate. And I consider myself spiritual, and I listen to a guru. And the guru said, before you can, like, same thing my cousin said, before you can reach certain levels, you need to stop eating meat. So, you know, that, like you said, in regards that seed planted into your subconscious, that was that time. But
Mm.
so I was a big fan of Nipsey. This was like 2016, literally the same year Dr. Sebi died, like July maybe. Nipsey posted because I'm from LA, so Nipsey posted a picture of Dr. Sebi's cell food, and I would pay attention to a lot of his moves. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at it, and I'm like, "Who, Dr. Sebi? Like, who's Dr. Sebi?" And I looked it up, and then it said, like, you know, like the same thing that you said, man cure cancer and AIDS. So I asked my Hispanic homie, I was at work, that was sitting right next to me. I'm like, "Hey, bro, like, have you heard of Dr. Sebi?" And he's all like, "Yeah, Keon, you haven't heard of Dr. Sebi? Da, 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 da. Like, he's from Honduras, blah, 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 blah. He's black," you know, like telling me like I should have been known about him, you know what I'm saying? And I'm all like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna just go vegan. Like, Alkaline took me a minute, you know what I'm saying? Like, way longer than it took you. But like, I had that in my head. So I called my cousin, and my cousin told me, yeah, Dr. Sebi helped out his mom, which is my aunt. And then so I called my aunt. Actually, let me take this back. Dr. Sebi died. This is two weeks later. Dr. Sebi died, and then I called my cousin, and then my cousin told me, he was all like, you know, Dr. Sebi helped my aunt out, and with the lupus. So right after that, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely rocking with him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really inspired me. But it took me a long time to really stay alkaline, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me go ahead and get back to these questions because I can go. I can
I
go.
know how it is, man.
So like, but it's perfect though. So it's perfect. So how did you stay on a diet?
So the maintenance, that's a great topic because everybody really sees somebody get to a goal and they think, all right, that's where I want to be. But the
Mm-hmm.
maintenance is actually the important piece. When they say lonely at the top, like let's say you make it to the top, the challenge is going to be staying at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to this lifestyle, I will say it's actually wasn't that challenging. And the maintenance comes from a mentality. Being able to maintain the lifestyle is because I take joy in knowing that I'm feeding myself because I'm not just feeding my body, I'm feeding myself holistically. And right now, I'm in my mid 20s. So when I think about being in my mid 20s, I'm like, yo, for 24, no, for 20, and then 23 years, I was eating the same thing. Like, drop a one in the chat if you done ate fried chicken, mac and cheese, and broccoli mad times. You know what I'm saying? Like, drop a one in the chat if
Yeah,
you done,
I'm gonna throw up on what?
you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. Like, if you done ate kid cuisine, if you done ate school lunch for years, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've conditioned ourselves with this repetitive behavior that hasn't got us anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So pride in knowing that, yo, for 22 years, I kept dipping chicken in barbecue sauce. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Over and over again. And it never, like, that should get old. You know what I'm saying? So what I realized too about me is like, because I want to evolve, it was always going to get old to me, which is why veganism wasn't enough for me either. When you have a mentality of, I want to be a better me, then what you're currently practicing, you're going to be looking to see how can I get even better? How can I get my craft? And when I say craft, it's not just something that's creative and artistic, but it's those things that encompass your lifestyle. And so along with that, because I also want to be practical, when if you're saying that you follow an alkaline lifestyle, you're really saying, hey, I eat foods off of Dr. Sebi's nutritional guide. And so when you look at the nutritional guide, what's exciting about it for me is now I don't really gotta guess. I got something that tell me, look, this is the script. You feel me?
Yep.
Stick to
Crib.
Like, and so now I'm looking at this like, I bet. You know how it is when you got a whole bunch of clothes. Your closet is full.
Mm-hmm.
You literally actually have a harder time of figuring out what you want to wear.
Yep.
But when you got a decent schedule in your wardrobe, you like, all right, I got 3 weeks worth of clothes and I'm gonna just mix and match them. So when I look at the nutritional guide, I say, all right, bet. I got this mushroom section. Now I got a bunch of these different types of mushrooms. This is what I'm gonna do with these ones. This is what I'm gonna do with these ones. This is what I'm gonna do with these ones. All
Mm-hmm.
right, I'm small now, you know what I mean? But I want to keep a little weight on me. So I'm always gonna have avocados in my meal and I'm gonna feel good about it.
Yep.
That's how it was, especially in the beginning. Like avocados, portobello mushrooms, quinoa, onions, tomatoes, bell peppers, greens. That's all I need. And I'm mix and match everything. And then I started playing around with the dough. So the maintenance came with the excitement and the mentality.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Facts. And then one of the things, in regards to me, like how I stayed on the diet, I took the duck, or I went fasting, like the same thing that you did, but I just went fasting in 2019 on my birthday, like in June, around June this time. I did a 21-day fast, juice fast, and it was watermelon juice with the sea moss and all the herbs and stuff like that. But as I was on that fast, I was thinking like, man, I can't wait to make this, that, and the third. I'm gonna make it all alkaline. You know what I'm saying? Like I still made alkaline meals. However, my predominant diet, I would eat French fries every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But so like that's where my creativity came from. And a lot of those cravings, when you go on the fast, you flush those things out, and it changes your mind. You know what I'm saying? But I took the duck, and when I took the duck, it's a vigorous detox to where you're throwing up for like 6 hours, like non-stop. I was thinking it was gonna only be 3 times, 4 times at the max. I'm telling you, non-stop. I'll throw up, lay back down, get back up, throw up again, and I'm literally sitting there like, man, please stop. You know what I'm saying? And I ran track and played football, and throwing up then it feels bad, but like from just eating an herb, I'm like, what was I thinking? You know what I'm saying? But when I was done eating that herb, I associate eating bad with that cleanse now. You know what I'm saying? Like even though it's not true, like even if I eat alkaline, of course I'm still gonna throw up by eating the duck. But I just think like, yo, you went through 7 hours of pain to just go back. You know what I'm saying? But that's extreme. That's extreme. I don't recommend everybody to do that. You know what I'm saying? Chef Leel definitely follow Chef Leel's advice. It's a mindset. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yo, oh, you still going? My bad.
oh no, no, go ahead. I was just gonna ask a question.
Oh no, yes, no. I wanted to jump in on what you said because you said, you know, we talking about the maintenance, right? And so how things look publicly are not necessarily reflective of a person's intimate, intricate personal life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not about to paint this picture like soon as I went alkaline, I ain't never eaten nothing that was off the list.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's not what happened. You know what I'm saying? I was very strict in the beginning. After that water fast and after that situation, I'm like, you know, I told myself, well, I allowed myself to be like, I didn't really engage in the junk food side. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't stop completely and just go junk food. But there would be times where if I'm traveling and I go somewhere and I see something I ain't never had before, yeah, I'm eating that. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even gonna lie. And and
Yeah.
and there's been times where I'm stressed out, where it's like my commitment to that it wasn't followed through on
Mm-hmm.
all 100% of the way. And I don't shun anybody for that.
Mm-hmm.
This is right? Because especially as adults, we got to be responsible.
Mm-hmm.
So when you understand what you're putting in your body, then you understand where it should be. So if you are putting something in your body that doesn't belong, you understand that it does not belong. And so if you do have times where I don't even want to call it slip up, but you just eat outside of the nutritional guide, then you need to take the necessary steps to cleanse.
Hmm.
Um, like cleanses actually should happen frequently.
Yeah.
Like you don't just clean up your house once a year. You don't clean up your house once a month. And so same way that residue builds up outside on doorsteps, on ledges, in those cracks between the fridge and the counter. Y'all know how I get. You gotta
Hmm.
pull that refrigerator out sometimes. I don't care how clean you are. You're gonna find something. So the same thing goes for your body. Even if you're eating from the nutritional guide, you have to cleanse because we live in a polluted world. And so, if you're one of those people who have cheat days, and I don't like to call it that, like, what are you cheating on? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just having days where you're less strict. But that's up to you. Call it what you want. We understand what it constitutes.
Hmm.
What you need to do is be strategic about it. Or plan those type of days. I bet once a week, I'm not eating on the list because I genuinely like vegan nachos with Beyond sausage on there. And now you need to do your own scientific study about how long Beyond sausage stays in your body. And
Mm.
once you know that, you're like, I bet if I eat this, then I know I have to do a 3-day fast. Once you know that, you're going to be more inclined to take care of yourself because you understand the consequences. And that's how life is. Like, there's really no right or wrong thing. There's really just, I'm making this choice. What's the outcome going to be? And what do I need to do to get to my goal? Or what do I need to do to maintain the position that I'm in?
Hmm.
And I want to scroll up in the chat real quick because I see a question. Do you both see yourselves progress to consuming a raw alkaline food regimen and not consume cooked dead food that's no longer living? I'll let you start with that question.
Progress. I wouldn't really say progress. That's not something that I would do consistently. I'm like a seasonal type of person. So I like to do a water fast or I like to do a juice fast for at least 40 days twice a year. And then I like to eat fruits, which are just like just eat watermelon, do smoothies, green juices and stuff like that very frequently. Sometimes I tell myself I'm gonna do it for a week. I do it for 21 days. So I mean that's considered raw, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't think that it's something that I would stick to completely. Like I love my mushrooms and I'm not gonna be eating raw mushrooms. That's just not my style.
So for me, um, I've had these different phases of so-called diets or diet regimens. Um, and so this is really what I'm about to share with y'all too, and I really want y'all to take y'all time to hear what I'm saying, right? So first of all, when we say alkaline, that term is a reference towards a pH, a potential hydrogen or hydrogen ions. And what that level is, we know that above 7 is alkaline, right?
Facts.
If you don't know the pH of your foods, then you actually cannot verify that you're alkaline. I really use it as common terminology, just like people who say black. You know what I'm saying? Like black is a common term, but look at my skin. I ain't black. Let's be real. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? I'm golden brown. I'm a biscuit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that situation, when we talk about raw alkaline diet, I wouldn't say that would be a permanent lifestyle for me. What I would say is controlling my food is my goal. So if I don't even know where these foods come from, if I'm going to the grocery store, and even if I'm going to the farmer's market and I've never been to their farm, then I can't even verify the quality of the food. Secondly, even though I follow Dr. Sebi, I've not verified the pH of every food on the nutritional guide, which is why Dr. Sebi did not name the guide an alkaline food list. It's called a nutritional guide. So you're eating foods that are least detrimental to your health. That is very different from eating foods that are alkaline only. And that's something that we need to do. We're in the age of information. However, we tend to regurgitate information. And raw foods are whole and complete. I will side with that. They whole, and that is valuable. But before I'm saying I'm consuming a raw alkaline diet, I need to be able to be the producer of my food, or at least be next to the producer. So once I get on my farm and I'm growing the foods, for me in particular, I'm not going to care if it's raw or not, because I'm going to be the one pulling it out of my soil. My energy is going to be in that food. I'm going to be eating my energy. So it's always going to circulate back to me. So I'm emulating what I want. And so I want us to be very careful about the terminology that we're using. And also with the goals, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's something you want to pursue it. And then log how you feel. Don't allow it to be something that you just do and be like, I feel great. You really need to take the data from it. And then you need to understand that you yourself are a unique individual. I think people have this idea that everybody on earth is meant to be alkaline. That's just not true. That's like saying all animals is supposed to be herbivores. Like, that's crazy. Let's be honest. Every kingdom has carnivores, omnivores, and herbivores. It's a real thing. Even underwater, all underwater animals do not eat each other. They're not all carnivorous. And so just like the lions versus the horses, a horse is strong as hell. An ape or a gorilla, a silverback gorilla, is what we could say is vegan. So in that situation, you got to understand that you need to learn yourself. And so for me, I do want to share that I did a 3-day water fast recently, and I shared it with the people, but I did that in a very different way than I've ever did anything. I logged my weight. I logged how I felt. And before I even did it, I did a gradual transition into it, because I'm thinking about how life works. If I just snatch something from somebody, they're going to get pissed off. You know what I'm saying? But if I start by asking, and then I start by including them in the decision, and then finally I snatch it, it's going to make sense. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to give it back. Like, yo, you kind of made me beg for that, and I had rights to it. So I took it. But, it's not personal. And so, like, same thing with fasting, you know what I'm saying? So after my fast, my body did not want to cook food. Literally, I was looking at cooked food, like, from the side, like, yo, this ain't right, bro. So I was like, all that oil, like, nah. And so I allowed my body to tell me when it was okay. I didn't force it. And then once it was okay, it's cool. But what I did take from that was my meals will always consist of some raw food. That is a real thing. Like, we usually cook our onions and bell peppers. I don't do that very often. You know what I'm saying? Like, and avocados are already raw, so that saves you. Or not saves you, but that's a contribution. Lettuce is already raw. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that are already raw that don't have to be cooked. So peace, peace, peace. That's my brother right there at the bottom. Make sure you follow Love is Life. And so, yeah, that's what I would say about a permanent lifestyle in general.
Right on. Right on. Man, I'm cooking some onions and bell peppers right now. I got to go check on them. It's funny. It's funny that you said that. Yeah, peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. Vic still in the building? Yes, yes. So, so I think you told me I was gonna ask you next. What are some of the first alkaline meals that you made? But you were saying the mushrooms with the quinoa, the
Well,
avocado.
yeah. I mean, I didn't really specify, so I can specify now. Like I told you, I was going on interest. I was looking at all the stuff I wanted to make. And what's funny is people haven't really taken the time that I actually, a follower of Chef Leel, they haven't really taken the time to really go to the bottom of my page. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where you're going to expose my true beginnings. You know what I'm saying? You'll see how it changed over time, developed over time. And so in the beginning, I was more focused on composing the meal. Like, I wasn't trying to be all fancy. I just wanted a full meal that was together. So, like, bro, y'all won't believe it. So I had this mentality, and I wasn't doing any research. I had this mentality that I need to have some fruits, some greens, and something heavy. So, like, literally, I remember a meal I made where it was like strawberries, garbanzo beans, mushrooms, all in one bowl, lettuce, quinoa, like it was crazy. Bell peppers, like it was crazy. You know what I'm
Was it
saying?
fire?
Yo, it was still decent. I ain't gonna lie, them strawberries threw it off just a little bit. So I'm like, yo, I'm trying to convince myself that this is fire. I looking back on it, I know I was convincing myself, like, yeah, I got everything I need. So that's how I took it. But beyond that, I was experimenting with everything. I went through an experimental phase where I'm like, yo, I was seeing chefs making their own sauce. Like I didn't start out making my own sauce. I developed into that. I'm like, yo, that's where I want to get. So I started just getting stuff that was in my cabinet and experimenting with it. But when it comes to a meal, like a fully composed meal, I would love to have like sliced avocados on the side, stir fry some of the bell peppers, the onions, and like I said earlier, yeah, like maybe a big scoop of quinoa, and then you also have that stage where you start discovering some of the approved pastas because that's not usually easy to find in the beginning. So I'm finding the approved pastas now. I'm in here making pasta, like how that's a quick meal. We have to consider that I was in college, so
Easy.
like
Yeah.
I'm still having to make sure that it's time efficient. You know what I'm saying? So I was even then, I was bringing a lot of my food to school. And then I was working with some of my brothers and sisters. We was working together on the business where we were selling raw snacks. So from that business, I was able to learn how to make kale chips. So like, I was putting a lot of stuff in the dehydrator too. So
Hmm.
I started making raw patties, you know what I'm saying? Like just get like maybe kale, garbanzo beans, zucchini, flour, put it together, throw it in the dehydrator. You know what I'm saying? When it's done, you don't gotta be there. That's the best part about dehydrator. It take time, but
Hmm.
you can leave and come back, and then it'll be finished. It'll take mad time though. And then I was eating that, like I was experimenting with everything, casseroles, uh, pizza. Like one of my first pizzas was then other than that, it was like jumbo bowls where I was getting some of my favorite stuff and
Hmm.
just all in one bowl.
The jumbo bowls, man. The pizza, brother, man. Let's talk about the pizza, man. I seen the pizza. The pizza's on a whole nother level, brother. I'm like, what is he doing? The crust, it looks like it's perfection. I already know the mushrooms are on fire. But let's talk about that progress. Let's talk about the progress on that.
Oh man, I wish I could share the screen right now because the pizza, I before I made and started selling the pizzas up here in New York, I
Oh, okay.
only made. You said what?
Oh yeah, oh, you're in New York, right? What city? A few people
I'm
ask
in
if I know somebody out there.
I'm in New York City and I'm in the Brooklyn borough.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot people your way for sure. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So before I started selling the pizzas, I only made two pizzas, literally, before I started selling them.
Thank
So
you.
I made my first one in Alabama, and it's on my page. Like, y'all scroll to the bottom, y'all gonna be like, damn, how you do that? And then I made my second one here. And when I made it, like I was in the zone. I wasn't thinking about a product. I was just like, bro, I want some pizza. And every time I want something and I'm not that good at, I start studying. You know what I'm saying? I start seeing how different professional chefs move their hands through the dough. That's the type of thinking I have. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of study first.
Hmm.
And so when I put that pizza together, bro, And I looked at it myself. I'm like, let me share this and see what people think.
Right.
Once I shared it, it got hella likes. I said, yo, y'all want some of this shit? That was the first time I ever took that type of risk. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like just making food, I'm like, well, not the first time, but like I was in New York, so I didn't know nobody. I was new to New York. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I was a New Yorker. So I'm like, yo, y'all want some of this shit? Yo, they hopped in my DMs like, what's good? And it was crazy because when they did, I was intimidated, like, oh shit. Like, bro, now I gotta really come through.
Yeah.
So I took my chance, and people who have been consistently supporting me, they'll tell you how they've seen it evolve. Like, even though it was good from jump,
Hmm.
but then you started seeing the consistency. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that literally just came from all I was doing. Anytime somebody got some pizza, I'm like, yo, what you think? Like I ain't even, I ain't even worried about bad feedback. You gonna help me grow if you give me what bad feedback. So I'm like, yo, what's good? And
Right.
then so when it happened, so I started tweaking little stuff every time, and then you know what I'm saying. That's when it started to be my thing, and that's how it was birthed.
Man, that's what's up right there. That's what's up, y'all. We got Chef Lil here. You know what I'm saying? One of Alkaline's finest. You know what I'm saying? But as he was saying, that we kind of got to get away from the alkaline because we are in the information age. So if you Google alkaline food list, it's going to be foods that are not on the Dr. Sebi nutritional guide. So we kind of got to figure out a different word for that. Maybe electric foods. You know what I'm saying? Something along that nature. But it was a great build. It's a great build, brother. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot. I saw a lot of, I didn't share too much, but there's a lot of similarities that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that those who take this path have those similarities as well. Um, but yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. I really appreciate you taking your time to do this. You got anything coming up? I saw you did a live yesterday, right? Or a Zoom call?
Oh yeah, it was a Zoom call. I appreciate you even addressing that. So that's really important.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see me in different forms because the wholeness and the completeness of my lifestyle is health. But we know that health is transferable to different planes that we live in. So sometimes we live in a spiritual plane. You got those people who do yoga and meditation and breathing techniques. And then sometimes we live in a physical plane where we're focused on our dietary supplements and habits and our physique and our working out and our exercise. And then
Mm-hmm.
you got those people who are focused on the emotions. So they write and they do music. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the scholars, the people who focus on their intellect. And so for me, there's a health to all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's like as a chef, I'm really promoting health, but health is transferable everywhere. So my forum that I hosted last night was about our community. I see a lot of people protesting. I've seen us have to deal with quarantine and coronavirus. I've seen us have to deal with losing loved ones. I've seen us have to adjust to going outside every day. And now you're inside very frequently. And so I've seen people lose their mind and respond impulsively to police brutality, systemic oppression, white supremacy, injustice. I've seen the petitions, I've seen the protests, I've seen the boycotting, I've seen the repost, I've seen the black pictures, I've seen the profile picture change. And so in my mind, I'm like, all right, all of that is like an initiation. Where do we go from that point? And that's why that was the title of the forum. Where do we go from here? You seen coronavirus, you seen what happened. Now what? Because
Mm.
we don't need to just spectate and we don't need to be here to gossip.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're thinking about this on a health mindset, you're like, coronavirus compromised many people physically, but also mentally, psychologically. So now we have to bounce back psychologically too.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much fear that people need to be secure in their physical health. Then when it comes to the systemic oppression, that's very psychological and it's generational. So now we need to be healthy in how we respond because, yeah, it's real. Like George Floyd is one black man. This has been happening to us for generations, for decades. So we can really choose to look at the way it was formulated before and those areas that we're not successful, and then we can move differently. And so think about it like your phone. Your phone sends you updates. And if you read the update, it will tell you update on this. And that is something that was not as efficient before. It will tell you bug fix, like they're fixing the bugs that's in your app.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we gotta do. We gotta update our app because our program it didn't work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And as creators, a program has had to be created by somebody, and we know this system is definitely designed for us to lose. That's cool. Just knowing that don't mean like let me sit back and let myself lose. Because yeah, you could go alkaline, like you could drop certain foods, you could jog every day, but are you free?
Right.
Are you free? Even if you're an entrepreneur, you free yourself financially. You're not winning if your people not winning. So we have to make the decision to unite. Like it's literally a choice. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what my forum was about. It was scheduled from 5:30 to 7 and ended up going from 5:30 to 8:30. It was just so much information. And so this health is still important to me, but my priority right now is like, all right, like right now, this is it's happening right now. Us holding this live and sharing information is a certain type of health and unity because now I'm using my platform to do something healthy. And at the same time, I'm communing with my people. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But it doesn't need to be limited. I saw a post that said it showed the algorithm on Instagram, right? And so the algorithm on Instagram is just real life. People do what other people do. We're herders. We roll in crews. That's just how we are. You know what I'm saying? We can
Yeah.
be proud of that. And so when somebody likes a post, they create a situation where other people want to like the post just because it's already liked. It's just like us opening this live. Nobody wants to be the first person to join the live. But those 10 people who decide, yo, I'm supporting this, I'm jumping in, they literally inspired 50 other people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we have to do. So the forum I held is not a one-time thing. I didn't create that so people could vent. I created that and with the people I was with. I didn't do it by myself. But we came up with that because we like, all right, the talking is done. We done talking. So if you watch my story, oftentimes you'll just hear me, not hear me, you'll see me message to people, be there, be complacent. Because I don't care what you're doing. Like some people was telling me they was at the salon. Some people telling me they was cooking. Like, all right, you telling me like right now I have not eaten anything today but a little bit of watermelon. And I worked out. Because
Yeah.
being on live is more important to me. I'm being fed by the energy of the people.
Mm-hmm.
So people can say I had to do this, but you don't have to do anything. So it's really simply a choice. Are you going to choose to come join this forum and support your people? Or are you going to be on your phone that we don't own that supports our demise?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, like, there are platforms that we're going to need to use to get out of the hole. How you think we got in this position? We got used. How do you think they ever infiltrate us? They walk up on somebody like, yo, this Black Lives Matter shit is cool and all, bro. but I'll pay you $1,000 to go bust that window. Bro, you're not gonna hesitate. So, but you got infiltrated in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now we gotta be, we have to practice this mentality of nothing's more important than the mission. It's just that simple. And that's the mentality I have. But health has helped lead me to this mentality and this thinking because I had a mission of being more healthy. And so nothing was more important than that mission. Then I realized that I can't limit it to my food. You know what I'm saying? So, and I went on a big rant about that because this is what we need to be doing. It really, we're at a point right now where we have an opportunity. Like people are out there wilding for
Mm-hmm.
respect. And if we direct that energy in a precise fashion, in a strategic and organized fashion, it'll be like taking my 10 fingers that are separate from each other and putting them together like this. I can hit somebody way harder like this than if I keep it like this. I could probably poke you, you feel me? Pause. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So that's how we need to be moving. That's how we need to be thinking. And I'm definitely going to be promoting that next forum before it happens. But we building with all our brothers and sisters anywhere because we need people to be active everywhere. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? This ain't limited to New York City and Brooklyn. I'm not even from here. Let's
Mm-hmm.
be real. But my people are here, so I don't care. I'm from everywhere. I'm indigenous. This is my land. Anywhere I touch is mine. You know what I'm saying? But I can't even claim that until we come together because they always gonna find a loophole to come infiltrate us and divide us. Once we divide it, it's nothing. If I have 10 people walking in a straight line holding each other like this, I want to go after the one that I can take off the line because he's gonna be vulnerable. He's gonna be by himself. You know what I'm saying? And I got a pack with me. This is how wolves hunt. When a wolf pack hunts, they see a stampede coming through, they look to that one that's lagging behind, especially if they smaller. And it's the same way. Like what's happening with us is like living in the wild. Like this is like, even though we've constructed homes and we got technology, it's just still a wild kingdom. And we gotta know how to move out here. So, like even when I'm on here, it's like, damn, I don't want to say too much because everything's being recorded. We got to be honest with ourselves. They have access to this,
Mm-hmm.
but that ain't permanent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet I said that, woo woo. Now come holla at me privately. You know what I'm saying? Let's commune privately because shit nobody know what we talking about. Like, let's be real. But
Mm-hmm.
our gangs already have this mentality. Like gang members, they really have a structure that we need. They be initiating brothers and sisters. You need to get initiated so you could commit to the cause.
Mm-hmm.
They strapped up. They got a military. They got artillery. We need the same thing. Like if we can't protect ourselves while we out here wilding in the streets, you protesting, but you can't fight. And I ain't talking about street fight. I'm talking about when somebody run up on you who's a trained fighter. Like you not walking up on Floyd talking about you from Bed-Stuy. Come on, bro. You gonna get smacked up real quick.
Right. Facts.
So the police train to infiltrate us. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they be killing us, some of that is training. Like they want to make sure they can do it. So they'll choke somebody out and then kill them. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a move I was trained to do. So those are different levels. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot to elaborate on. But that's the type of mentality we need to have. And that's what we need to be on. Shout out to my brother Jock Finesse in the chat. I see you. And yeah, we have 59 minutes. So you know it's about to reach that limit. Everybody jumping in now. Shout out to y'all. Shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to y'all. I mean, like this is the energy we gotta have. Yeah, organized minds. My screen said 25 remaining.
25 seconds?
Yeah. Oh, last thing, make sure y'all go check out the YouTube channel. The more support I get, the more I can offer. So y'all fuel me.
Yeah,
Make sure
absolutely.
y'all like, comment, watch, subscribe, all of that.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe to it today. Yeah, brother. So it was great talking to you. If you can, save the video.